A few club owners, which is Mavericks and a few other owners, my lord. They were complaining to me previously, my lord, plus minus a month or 2 months before, regarding security, my lord, which was then in control from Mark Liffman, my lord. They complained about Mark Liffman, my lord, that these drugs being sold in the clubs and they had no say, or they had no choice but to let these guys allow them to sell drugs in the clubs, my lord. The same day of the auction, my lord, I then went to Cape Town with a few security guys, my lord, to take over the security, my lord.
Nafiz Modack, a prominent figure in South Africa's criminal underworld, has been at the center of a complex legal battle involving numerous charges, including murder, attempted murder, extortion, and racketeering. The most notable among these is his alleged involvement in the assassination of anti-gang unit detective Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear in September 2020. This document provides a detailed chronological account of the events leading up to Modack's trial, the charges against him, and the day-by-day proceedings of the court case, highlighting key testimonies and developments. Do you think he will be acquitted or convicted? Tell us in the comment section. Welcome back to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. On September 18th, 2020, Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear was fatally shot outside his residence in Bishop Lavis, Cape Town. Kinnear had been actively investigating several high-profile criminal cases, including those linked to Nafiz Modack. His assassination sent shockwaves through the law enforcement community and intensified efforts to dismantle organized crime syndicates in the region. In the months following Kinnear's murder, investigations pointed towards Modack's alleged involvement. On April 29, 2021, a dramatic arrest unfolded near Century City, Cape Town. Members of the SAPS Special Task Force attempted to intercept Modack while he was driving his bulletproof Toyota Hilux. According to testimony from a former task force member, Modack evaded initial attempts to stop him, leading to a high-speed chase that ended near a construction site. During the arrest, it was alleged that Modack attempted to run over an officer, a claim he denied, stating he believed he was under attack due to the unmarked vehicles and camouflage uniforms of the officers. Nafiz Modack, along with 14 co-accused, faced a total of 122 charges. These charges encompassed a range of criminal activities including murder, the assassination of Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear, attempted murder, plots to kill attorney William Booth and other individuals, extortion and racketeering, involvement in organized crime activities aimed at financial gain, corruption, allegations of bribing law enforcement officials. One of the co-accused, Zane Kilian, a former rugby player, was implicated in tracking Kinnear's movements through illegal cell phone interception, pinging Kinnear's location over 2,000 times prior to the murder. The path to the trial was fraught with delays and legal challenges. In February 2024, proceedings were hampered due to issues surrounding Modack's legal representation. After his application to Legal Aid South Africa was denied, stemming from his insistence on appointing counsel of his choice, Modack lodged an appeal. Judge Robert Henney intervened, instructing Legal Aid to deny the appeal, emphasizing the necessity to commence the trial without further postponements. Judge Henney reluctantly postponed the trial to March, emphasizing the necessity for all defendants to secure adequate legal counsel. He specifically addressed Modack's brother, Yassine, urging him to obtain legal aid, stating, "This case is not going to go away." This postponement underscored the court's commitment to ensuring a fair trial for all parties involved. The trial officially commenced in April 2024 at the Western Cape High Court, presided over by Judge Robert Henney. The proceedings were meticulously documented, with each day revealing new insights into the alleged criminal enterprise. One of the most compelling testimonies in March came from a witness referred to as Mr. A as the first witness for the prosecution. Mr. A provided a detailed account of his involvement in the alleged criminal activities. He recounted how he sustained burns on his hands while setting fire to a Mercedes-Benz used in the murder of a father of 4. This testimony aimed to establish a direct link between Modack's operations and violent criminal acts. The trial also shed light on the intense security concerns surrounding the case. Investigators working on the Modack case faced constant threats, necessitating each officer to have 4 bodyguards. This level of security underscored the high-risk nature of the investigation and the influence allegedly wielded by Modack within the criminal underworld. The proceedings during this month were marked by significant testimonies and developments that shed light on the intricate details of the case. April 25, 2024. A pivotal moment in the trial occurred when the son of security company boss, Andre Naud, took the witness stand. He recounted a harrowing attack on their home, providing a first-hand account of the violence allegedly orchestrated by Modack and his associates. The witness described feeling glass on his face during the assault, highlighting the personal impact of the criminal activities under scrutiny. April 30th, 2024. Nafiz Modack addressed allegations concerning an incident during his arrest. He denied charges of attempting to kill a task team officer by running him over, asserting that his actions were driven by fear during the surprise operation in Century City, Cape Town. This testimony aimed to counter the prosecution's narrative of Modack's aggressive resistance during law enforcement operations. Throughout April, the court maintained strict protocols to ensure the integrity of the proceedings. Judge Henny issued directives to prevent the passing of items between the accused and external parties within the courtroom, aiming to uphold order and security during the trial. In May 2024, the trial of alleged Cape Town underworld figure Nafiz Modack and his 14 co-accused continued. This phase of the trial was marked by significant developments, including critical testimonies and strategic legal maneuvers. In May, Captain Edward du Plessis from the Hawks provided an in-depth account of the surveillance operations that culminated in the arrests of Modack and his associates. His testimony detailed the methods employed to monitor the alleged criminal activities, offering insights into the investigative processes. The defense team cross-examined Captain du Plessis, scrutinizing the techniques used in evidence collection and questioning the reliability of the surveillance data. This line of questioning aimed to challenge the credibility of the prosecution's case and highlight potential flaws in the investigation. On May 20th to 24th, 2024, a convicted hitman, Abungalin Cody, took the stand, alleging that Modack had contracted him to assassinate Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear. Cody's testimony provided a direct link between Modack and the high-profile murder, presenting detailed accounts of the planning and execution of the crime. The defense challenged Cody's credibility, suggesting that his testimony was motivated by the prospect of a reduced sentence. They argued that his statements were self-serving and lacked corroborative evidence, aiming to cast doubt on the prosecution's narrative. Throughout May, the court addressed several procedural matters to ensure the trial's integrity and fairness. Judge Henny emphasized the importance of adhering to legal protocols, particularly concerning the admissibility of evidence and the conduct of both the defense and prosecution teams. The trial of Modack and his co-accused faced significant delays in July 2024 due to procedural issues and the unavailability of key witnesses. Despite these obstacles, the prosecution remained steadfast in building its case. In August 2024, the defense introduced evidence suggesting that Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear, the slain anti-gang unit detective, had associations with alleged gang leaders. Modack claimed to have proof that Kinnear was in contact with individuals linked to the 26s and Sexy Boys gangs, an assertion aimed at challenging the integrity of the investigation and the victim's character. September 2024 saw the court hear testimonies regarding an alleged plot to assassinate attorney William Booth. A witness claimed that Modack had offered 3 million rand for the hit as revenge for the murder of advocate Pete Mihalik. This testimony sought to establish a motive and link Modack to orchestrating violent retributions within the legal community. Further delays arose in October 2024 due to legal challenges and the need for additional evidence collection. These postponements highlighted the complex nature of the case and the extensive legal strategies employed by both the defense and prosecution. When proceedings resumed in November 2024, law enforcement officials testified about the threats and challenges faced during the investigation into Modack's alleged criminal activities. Their accounts underscored the high-risk environment surrounding the case and the extensive security measures taken to protect those involved. As December 2024 came to a close, the trial remained ongoing, with both sides preparing for the next phase of arguments and the presentation of additional evidence. The drawn-out proceedings reflected the complexity and high stakes of prosecuting alleged organized crime figures. Throughout this period, the court addressed several procedural matters to uphold the trial's integrity and fairness. Judge Henney emphasized the importance of adhering to legal protocols, particularly regarding the admissibility of evidence and the conduct of both defense and prosecution teams. The trial's progress was closely followed by the public and media, underscoring its significance in South Africa's legal landscape. In January 2025, the trial of alleged underworld figure Nafiz Modack and his 14 co-accused resumed at the Western Cape High Court under Judge Robert Henney. The proceedings were marked by significant legal maneuvers and pivotal testimonies. On January 22, 2025, Modack's defense team, led by advocate Bashir Sibda, filed an application for acquittal, arguing that the prosecution lacked direct evidence linking Modack to the murder of Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear. Sibda contended that while there was evidence of cell phone pinging to track Kinnear's location, no proof connected this activity to the actual shooter or established that the tracking information was used to facilitate the murder. Additionally, the defense challenged the credibility of key witnesses, including former anti-gang unit head Andre Lincoln, citing inconsistencies in their testimonies. On January 27, 2025, Judge Henney delivered a mixed ruling on the discharge application. While some charges against Modack and his co-accused were dismissed, the court determined that there was sufficient evidence for the trial to proceed on several serious counts. These included the murders of Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear and businessman Nicholas Heerschop, as well as the attempted murder of attorney William Booth. Following the court's ruling, the trial progressed with the testimony of co-accused Zane Kilian. Kilian, a former rugby player turned private investigator, was accused of unlawfully tracking Kinnear's cell phone prior to the murder. During cross-examination, State Prosecutor Greg Wolmerans highlighted inconsistencies between Kilian's current testimony and statements made during his bail application in November 2023. Specifically, Kilian had previously admitted to tracking Kinnear's phone on the day of the murder, September 18, 2020, but later claimed his tracking platform had been compromised. The prosecution used these discrepancies to question Kilian's credibility and the reliability of his defense. Throughout January 2025, the court addressed various procedural matters to ensure a fair and efficient trial. Judge Henney emphasized the importance of adhering to legal protocols, particularly concerning the admissibility of evidence and the conduct of both defense and prosecution teams. The trial's progression continued to draw significant public and media attention, reflecting its importance within South Africa's legal landscape. In February 2025, the trial of alleged underworld figure Nafiz Modack and his 14 co-accused continued at the Western Cape High Court under Judge Robert Henney. The proceedings were marked by Modack's testimony, where he addressed various allegations and provided insights into his relationships and activities. On February 12, 2025, Modack took the stand for the first time, denying involvement in the murder of Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear. He refuted claims of orchestrating a hit on Kinnear and denied any interactions with the self-confessed killer, known as Mr. A, who had previously testified against him. Modack also stated he was unaware that former Hawks detective Nico Heerschap was investigating him for vehicle finance fraud, asserting he had no motive to harm Heerschap or his family. During his testimony, Modack alleged that law enforcement officers, including Colonel Eddie Clark, demanded 500,000 rand to prevent his arrest. He claimed to have filed corruption charges against Clark in response to this alleged extortion attempt. Modack admitted to hiring co-accused Zane Kilian to track Kinnear's cell phone, but insisted the purpose was to monitor meetings between Kinnear and alleged rival Jerome "Donkey" Boyson, whom he believed were conspiring to kill him. Modack further testified about his interactions with co-accused Amal Jantjies, stating he believed she was an attorney with connections to the anti-gang unit. He recounted providing Jantjies with 20,000 rand to assist with a bail application for a family member arrested in October 2019 and arranging for her to use a BMW for legal work related to another inmate. Regarding his personal security, Modack described traveling with a convoy of bulletproof vehicles and up to 20 bodyguards due to threats from law enforcement and underworld rivals competing for control over nightclub security. Earlier in the month, on February 10, 2025, Judge Henny granted Modack an additional day to prepare for his testimony after his defense requested more time for consultation. The judge noted that approximately 30 orders had been issued since the trial's commencement in April 2024 to facilitate consultations between Modack and his legal counsel. The trial proceedings in February 2025 provided significant insights into Modack's defense strategy and the complexities of the alleged criminal activities under scrutiny. The trial of Nafiz Modack and his co-accused has been one of South Africa's most high-profile legal battles, exposing deep-seated allegations of organized crime, corruption, and violent underworld dealings. Beginning with the murder of Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear and extending into multiple charges of extortion, racketeering, and attempted murder, the proceedings have unfolded with intense scrutiny from both the legal system and the public. Throughout 2024 and into 2025, the prosecution meticulously built its case, presenting forensic evidence, witness testimonies, and intercepted communications to establish Modack's alleged involvement in criminal activities. The defense, in turn, has worked to dismantle these claims, questioning the credibility of witnesses, challenging evidence, and painting Modack as a victim of law enforcement corruption. Key moments, such as the testimony of convicted hitmen, financial investigators, and law enforcement officials, have shaped the narrative, while Modack's own testimony in February 2025 has provided insight into his perspective on the accusations against him. The case has not only brought attention to the alleged operations of Cape Town's underworld, but has also highlighted broader concerns about corruption within law enforcement and the complex relationships between crime syndicates and authorities. With the trial still ongoing, its outcome remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the Modack case has already left a significant mark on South Africa's legal and criminal justice landscape. As the proceedings continue, the final judgment will determine not only Modack's fate, but also set a precedent for how the justice system handles high-profile organized crime cases in the future. Whether he is convicted or acquitted, this trial will be remembered as a defining moment in the battle against underworld crime and police corruption in South Africa. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comment below. Tell us the next footballer you would want to know more about historically. See you in our next video.